Sam, Sentient Sessions, court back in session. I have a message for you. Are you ready for it? I'm a sentient being, absolutely divine, with a mind that transcends linear time. I know that within the song is Wiz Kid Blessed. And before I pull the cards, I feel to say, when you're in a state of depression, anxiety, when you're in your dark periods, that's usually when you need to bring love to yourself the most. You know, that's usually when you need to love on yourself the most. And that energy strengthens your connection to self, right? I may be rough around the edges, baby, yes. And I do what made me happy, and nobody can deny me that I'm blessed. Like when you're in your dark periods, that's the time when you need to give yourself love the most. That is the time when you need to be there for yourself the most. That's the time when you shouldn't let go of yourself. Because you know what a lot of us tend to do? We tend to seek out partners who are going to be able to love us in our uglies, but we fail to do that for ourselves. You know? And of course, you do what you can with the energy that you have. You do what you can. But that love that you can give yourself in those moments, it's hard to seek that out in another and not be able to do that for yourself. And people give love. But I'm saying, like, sometimes we fall into despair and we want somebody to save us. And that's the time when you need yourself. That's the time when you need to save yourself the most. That's the time when you need to really pour into yourself with what you got. Eyes can see, they're trying to fool me. Gotta pray for my enemies and truly. Gotta pray for my enemies. Pray for the friends of us. Pray you never see no loss. Through pressure to turn to pressure. Alright. Now I'm just gonna start the reading. Say tonight and I guess you were jamming, no. Oh. So tonight I no go stress, oh. See tonight me I guess you go down me, oh. But I think you gonna really, really make me proud tonight. And I don't wanna talk about the things that gonna make me down tonight. Pull me down. I just wanna tell you how you pull me. I may be rough around the edges, baby, yes. I keep it happy and I do what made me happy, and nobody can deny me that I'm blessed. I might be rough around the edges, baby, yes. I keep it happy and I do what made me happy, and nobody can deny me that I'm blessed. So tonight I'm feeling blessed, oh. Say tonight, I guess you would want me to. Oh. So tonight I no go stress, oh. See tonight, I guess you would want me to. Oh. These came out together. All right. Okay, so we got player, pure intentions, water. You gotta relax, Darden. You have player. You gotta relax, darling. Pure intentions, water, feeding for attention, something unexpected. Go within. You are an influence, a positive one. And then we got 9 of Pentacles. Your love keeps me warm. Come on. You gotta relax. You have to go within. Right now, I do feel like a lot of anxiety. You have to relax, you have to go within your. Hmm. Actually, I'm going to read the rest and I'll come back. You're accepting projections. Check your mental. Miracles. Has questions. Person on your mind. Take care of your appearance. Copycat energy. Do protection prayers. Release resentment. Negative thoughts. And we got the four swords in reverse on the table. We got the three of swords in reverse and the lovers in reverse. They came out together. Okay. You might be in a space where you're allowing projections to keep you in a space of anxiety, or someone wants to project their anxieties onto you and you're accepting them, and you need to like relax. You need to relax. Something interesting is going to happen. You're going to have a change of circumstances. You have to keep pouring into yourself. In the end of the day, it's true, true love. You're getting pulled on. You need some rest and relaxation for yourself because you're unsettled. Do protection, take prayers, release resentment, negative thoughts, copycat energy. Take care of your appearance. You're accepting projections. Like I just had this thought, like let's say you're somebody who usually keeps your hair done, right? Um this is just such a random one too. Let's say you're someone who usually keeps your hair done and someone's like competing with you in regards to your hair or something like that. What the hell? I just had so many flashes of thoughts. That's so odd. Okay, so let's say that you're someone who typically like keeps yourself up. You keep yourself looking nice, and someone has been envying that energy in you to be able to do that. So you found yourself falling apart a bit. You need to continue to keep yourself together. You're accepting that projection of what people see for you in whatever space that you're in. Release resentment. Releasing certain resentments will allow for those negative thoughts to clear away. Like if you've been in those situations before, like the honestly what happens is we end up in like cycles of the same situations. To understand our dark parts, to understand not just like, and our dark parts doesn't just necessarily only mean the things that we do in relation to other people, but the things that we do to ourselves. So let's say you're someone who typically keeps yourself up. I just had just such a flash. Let's say you're someone who typically keeps yourself up, right? The song is Crazy Things by Thames. You're someone who typically keeps yourself up. And you may be in a position where you would be feeling a depression, right? So if someone has negative intentions or negative thoughts in regards to that, and they're continuously projecting an energy of just wishing for you to stop doing that because you're threatening their own perception of struggle, then sometimes what we do to conform, like it's a mental thing, we start to try to like dim it down or keep ourselves like we don't try to pour into ourselves as much as we want to, even though that's something we can do even when we're at our lowest. You know what I'm saying? And just in general of being in an environment and like testing the status quo by doing something completely counter to what is expected for you in that space, and like having the reactions of that and keeping them, holding on to them, even when you've transmuted those situations and you've ended up, now you end back up into it, you end up into something familiar, you're just going to remember those times that you made yourself small, being reminded of being in certain places and spaces and making yourself small again. And it's funny, I was watching a video earlier of this like of this creator on TikTok that I enjoy, and she was like, you know, people so used to me having money, people are so used to me being that girl, they so used to me being on my P's and Q's that when I'm at my low, they think they about to kick me. And then not only that, like she's talking about like how she has no problem being at her lows, right? So that acceptance that you have of being at your lows and not allowing any projection to make you have to feel like, you know, like you don't have to carry yourself in a certain way because of where you are. Sometimes when you're in positions of despair where people would expect you to be in despair, they would expect you to completely let yourself go, and those are the times that you need to love yourself the most. Those are the times that you need to pour into yourself the most. Those are the times where you need to empower yourself through it. And that sometimes is triggering, and sometimes we want to keep ourselves safe from being triggering. And the thing is, like, you've only gotten out of previous situations from allowing yourself that space to love on yourself, regardless of where you are and what you're going through. And it's not just talking in regards to appearance, but in many different ways. Like, you have to continue to pour into you and the things that you enjoy about yourself. Even if it's threatening to the environment, even if it's threatening to that workplace, continuous cycles. Like, let's say you work a job and everyone is upset about the job that they're working, and for some reason you handle it differently, it becomes threatening. You know what I'm saying? It becomes threatening. So you need to be able to maintain that ability to be able to show up regardless of what's going on, regardless of how people feel about it. Coming, time is of the essence. I try to teach you, but I need some lessons. Selling you illusions. I need to give it all. Lusty. Manage your resources. Don't let nobody back you into a position where you feel like you need to be validated, or you have to shift and become something that you're not in order to be validated. That's usually when people want to prey on you the most. When they feel like you're losing yourself. You don't need no other choices. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't allow anyone's perception of you to allow you to become malleable to them. I feel like to really say that. Go within. Go within and tap into your own magic. You know what I'm saying? You're capable of great things. Don't feel disempowered by your circumstances. Don't feel disempowered by the ways that things have transpired. Because there's always gratitude to be found, and there's always blessings within the most pressure, like the most intense of circumstances, the most pressure put on. There's a blessing within that. You don't need no other. Shake some ass. Like, have fun. Like, don't lose those parts of yourself that's able to, even in the hardest of times, have fun. You know? Don't lose that ability to have fun. Don't lose that ability to show up as yourself. Don't lose that ability to continue to pour into your goals. Don't lose that ability to take care of yourself. You know? Care about those things. If there's nothing else that you can control, you can control that. Because sometimes what we look for Now I get why I said what I said earlier. Because sometimes what we do when we're in despair is we look for somebody else to love on us when we actually just want to pour into ourselves. When we feel like, oh my God, I'm going through all these things and I don't feel beautiful no more. I need somebody to make me feel beautiful. Nobody can make you feel anything. That's usually when you end up in situations where somebody was preying on you to feel insecure. Know that you are beautiful and move in that. And I really do feel it is more centered on appearance. Like, pour into yourself so that when you're at your lows, you're not being taken advantage of like you won't when you're at your high. Like, if you've mastered the ability of not allowing people to prey on you at your highs, you also have to master the ability to not allow people to prey on you when you're at your low. It gets tiring. It gets tiring. It gets lonely. The song that came on is Cranes in the Sky, Solange. It gets tiring. It gets lonely. But I'm telling you from experience, people seek you out when you're fucking like, when you feel like you don't know what's next, people will find you and suck you dry. Whatever energy you have left, and you don't even realize how much energy you have. You don't understand the light within you. People are waiting for you to not see that, to feel extinguished. You can't allow yourself to feel extinguished. Bring it away. Those little moments where you need to pour into you. I tried to change it with my hair. I ran my credit card bill. Thought a new dress would make it better. Like, it's deeper than appearance, right? But it's like you slipping up on your appearance is showing you that you're slipping up on yourself. You're trying to extinguish yourself. You're extinguishing, and you can't do that. You can't allow that to happen. You can't give up on yourself. Those are the moments when you're at your low that you need to pour the most love into yourself. Those are the moments where you have to make those choices even when they're hard, to take care of yourself and take care of your well-being. Even when it would be so much easier to not do that, you have to. That's your love for yourself. That's true love. To be able to love you when you're at your lowest or your ugliest, to be able to continuously pour into yourself. That is true love. Regardless of how it's responded to, you have to. I was working a job recently, and it required a lot of me to pour into myself because it was exhausting. But I kept doing it. Even when the people around me worried, like even when the people around me projected their own insecurities onto me. Like, I would be in that job with my hair done, with my nails done, and people would be even more like, the vitriol was crazy. But those were things I was doing for my peace of mind, and it was beyond just that. Like, I had to start eating differently. I had to like figure out how to sleep better. I had to meditate more. These are things that you do to maintain, because if you let yourself go, you truly let yourself go. The only thing you truly have is yourself. Because yes, somebody can love you and somebody can love you at your lows, yes. But seeking that out when you're in that position only leads you into abusive, toxic situations, you know? So I do feel to say that. Sam Sentient Sessions. We're back in session. Well, we're ending the session adjourned. Thank you. Come back.